Chapter 3: The Garden of Teeth. To reach engineering transit, we had to cross the central crew decks. The cafeteria was first. IT looked like a storm had torn through it. Tables were flipped. Trays were scattered. The serving counter was smeared with a thick stripe of blood that led to a vent opening, wide enough for a person to crawl through. I kept thinking about the message. Don't let them hear you breathe. We moved quietly, stepping around bodies we couldn't afford to stop and mourn. A hand stuck out from under a table. Fingers curled as if it was still trying to hold on to someone. Hale gently moved my gaze away with a small motion of his shoulder. Not unkind. Just focused, we crawled into a maintenance tunnel to avoid the open hallways. Pipes pressed close overhead. Condensation dripped onto my face. The air tasted like rust and old heat. Halfway through, we saw scratch marks in the metal, fresh and wet. Something scraped ahead just once. Then, silenced, we reached hydroponics. The garden bay should have been bright, full of clean water and living green. Instead, the plants hung dead and slimy from their racks. Mist filled the air. Grow lights flickered and sparked, throwing broken shadows. Hale lifted a shotgun he'd taken from a fallen Marine. I held a flare, thumb ready, eyes reflected back at us from between the racks. Not one pair, many. They crouched low, bodies twisted, breathing in shallow pulls as if they were trying not to be heard either. One moved its head slightly, like a dog hearing a distant whistle. I lit the flare. Red light flooded the bay. The infected flinched, and for one heartbeat we had advantage. Then they came anyway. They didn't charge in a straight line. They spread out. Two rushed Hale, forcing him to fire. Another tried to circle behind me. Crawling under a plant shelf like it had practiced the move, I swung the flare like a club, burning its face. The smell was awful, like hair and meat. It shrieked, and the sound triggered others. Suddenly, the bay was full of noise and motion. Hale grabbed a heavy wrench from a tool cart and smashed a creature's knee sideways. It fell, but another leaped onto his back, clawing at his neck. I dropped the flare, grabbed a fire extinguisher from the wall, and blasted foam into the thing's mouth. It gagged, coughing like it remembered being human. Hale threw it off and finished it with a close shot that we ran to the engineering transit door. The keypad was smeared in blood. My hands trembled as I typed the override code. I had to try twice because my fingers wouldn't obey. Behind us, shadows gathered in the red light, and I heard the soft, almost polite sound of something sniffing the air. The lock clicked. Hale shoved the door open and pulled me through. The door slammed shut just as something hit it from the other side hard enough to ring the metal like a bell.